out, good looking out. I guess that means you wanna get tooken out. So pass the peas and let me fix your plate. So let me see you shake that booty so I can swing my boot to Yo, I start sniffing like Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Looking a little familiar, I know, right? So this hair is from Mario Hair, and this is their Peruvian Deep Wave. So I have in 4 bundles, and I have a pre-plucked frontal. It's a lot going on in my hair right now. I have a pre-plucked frontal. So let's get to the hair. I believe that I'm wearing, I do not recall what my lengths are. It's been a minute, people. But I believe I'm wearing 224s and 222s, if I'm not mistaken. I always do this if I can't remember. Wherever it falls is usually I can tell you. But this foot, yes, I'm almost certain it's a 24. And I believe I got 222s as well. Or I could have 424s. I might have 424s. Listen, we about 2 inches off, depending. Now my frontal, I believe, is a 16-inch frontal. So it goes all the way on the side here, and all the way on this side is a well. And I will say, I had this style before, but it wasn't as tight, like up in here, and as slick as I would have liked, because at the time, like I told you guys, it was just a weird, and it was a closure too. That did not help. It was a closure as well. So to my hair, I've co-washed this hair 4 times, and I do the method that I love oh so much, where I dry it upside down so that it can go back and spring back like it's supposed to. Because what ends up happening is a lot of times when you have curly hair, which even I've seen a lot of times on other girls, where I've seen some of my fellow gurus, their hair starts to, it kind of pulls. It looks like this. So to avoid that, what you do is you wash your hair, and while it's wet, you leave it on a dome cap, and you just prop it upside down. You just take it, I put pins into a styrofoam head, and I just prop it upside down. I'll let it sit on, if this is going to be straight, then I'll let it sit because it's going to dry flat, but it will keep the curls from springing like such, and then it will keep them, gravity won't do what it does. That's what I'm trying to say. Gravity will not pull your curls down. Okay, now to the actual hair. Let's start with the shedding. The shedding has been minimal to none, and that's probably because I did the photo over method for this entire wig. I did not cut anything. So the shedding was really towards the end. So when I would pull through like this, I would probably get a strand or two. But now that I've co-washed and worn it and laid on it and re-washed it, and I actually went go-kart racing with this puppy on, and it looked real cute. Even though I put my helmet on, I had to pull this back, and I put my helmet on. It got a little smush, but it propped back, and just a little bit in here is a little frizzy. Just a little bit. See? Other than that, I don't experience high volumes of shedding. My hair is still very full, which is great, because a lot of times after a while, it will be a mess. Now, what I will say is, this back piece right here, I have to make sure I comb out. See, I could do this. I couldn't do that if I was just like wearing it, taking it off, wearing it, taking it off. I have a tendency, and sometimes it's not even the whole wig, but after that day of it being a little hot, it was a lot of hot. I definitely came home, and I only co-washed just the bottom like section. So probably much what a bundle would be, I just did that because that's where most of my, I won't call it matting, I'm gonna call it tangling, because if it was matted, this would be a short wig. This, yeah. So I have to make sure that I do this, and this is not with just this hair. This is any curly hair I've ever had. I have to do this, because if I do not, what is going to happen is I'm going to end up with a mop, and it's going to be a problem. So to avoid that, make sure that you're using something that is hydrating on your hair. I can't stress it enough, because it's often I see people, I love my curly hair, and then after about 2 weeks it matted on me, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what did you do? So that means what you're telling me is in that 2 weeks you didn't wash your hair, and then at that time you washed it then you put the wrong stuff in it and it became a problem. I always tell y'all, this will save all of your hair. Legit. I think this whole bottle, like I've said before, is $5. $5 will go very far in saving your curly hair, your straight hair. It smells great, and it is conditioner for moisturizing, for dry and damaged hair. Any conditioner that is for dry or damaged hair is always great for your curly hair, okay? Because it's made to super hydrate. Now, this is made for that. Don't go to get the Dollar Suave. Y'all, I can't stress the Dollar Suave enough, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up with very dry hair. And once your curly hair in this state starts to dry, the next thing is matting. Then it's tangling. Well, it's tangling, then it's matting, and then it's the trash, because it's not going to last. So to avoid that, if you can't put this in it and then run your fingers through it, then you need to let it sit. Put a little heat to it. You could throw it in the microwave. Now listen, if you cook your bundles, I'm not responsible. Put it in there for just enough so that the heat can hit it and it's trapped in that bag, so that it could just loosen everything up. But be very mindful of, and don't, if you have a full wig like I do not put it in there too long, because your lace will cook and then it's going to just ravel up and it's going to shrink. So don't do that, but be very mindful. If you cannot do that, if you are wearing a sew-in of some sorts, put this in the back of your hair and put a shower cap on and sit under somebody's dryer. Because, guys, I have made the most expensive hair work, and I've made some of the cheapest hair work. And it's because I've used the correct products. If you don't know what to use, ask someone. But do not just take it upon yourself. Wear this until it turns into a Rick James fro, and then get mad because now it's a ball of nap. Because then it's really on you, because you wore it and you did it. And it was probably some of the worst hair I had. I did not have issues with detangling to try to get it to look manageable, look manageable for me, even though I didn't like the hair. But I've seen pictures where it's just a ball of hair. And I can't tell you how long it's been since I've had that issue. When I didn't know what I was doing, when I was just wearing it, sleeping on it, doing whatever in it, and then expecting for it to bounce back, that's where I start to get problems. I know another question that I'm going to get from you guys is, did I straighten this hair? No, I didn't. I will not, because I don't believe in straightening my curly hair anymore. The other, if you can't afford both, then pick one or the other, because what's going to happen is you straighten this, it's going to end up being a body wave, and you're going to be body mad, and then your excuse is going to be, my hair didn't pop back, or I had hair from this company and I straightened it all the time and it went back. Every type of hair from every company is very different. So be mindful of that, okay? If you got it from Shaylene's boutique and hers was popping back, cool. But if you go and get this and it don't pop back, you can't compare the two, because one, if they're both truly virgin, and this does say unprocessed, but look at the pattern, people. This is definitely processed. But if you go to people, if you go to this and they're from two different donors, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Hair it varies. And a lot of times when you are buying hair from, virgin hair from the Philippines, from wherever, most of your bundles are going to be from very much different people. So they're going to react differently. Every girl that got curly hair, their curly pattern is very different. So please keep that in mind. The only way that you can get them to match is to make sure that the company is doing what they're supposed to do to make sure that their bundles match when they send them out. That's their job. It's not your job. If you receive bundles and this one is a loose wave, this is a body wave, and this is an ocean wave, then send them all back and get your money back, so you won't be in a big wave of an app. Because that's not what you want. But overall, as far as this hair goes, I haven't had any major issues. Other than the little snagging that I'm getting in the back. And that's just normal because it's quite hot in the valley. And I really don't like to wear straight hair when it's super duper hot, because I just feel like I got a whole blanket laying on my face. So this definitely helps to just kind of go with the flow, have fun, look cute, and end in summer on a good note. So yeah, it still looks good though. It still popped back. You guys know I love my Garnier Fructis Curl Calm Down, because it definitely calms it down, so my hair doesn't look like this. So it just doesn't look like this. You don't want to look like a tree. too often on Instagram, I see girls looking like trees. That's not what you want. You want to still look cute, but not overgrown like this. So make sure you guys check out Mario's hair for this particular hair if you guys are interested in any curly hair. I do have some other curly hair that I am working on right now that I think you guys are really going to enjoy because it's a little bit different. Still on the search for a frontal that is not straight at the roots. Although I will say for this one, it was a lot less straight. Like it was only probably the roots that were straight and then it got curly, as opposed to most of it being straight and then the straightness usually stops about here. So you got to make sure that your ponytail is left eye high and make sure it look like this. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. But what I will do, this one will be added to my wig sale when I start my wig sale. So if you're looking for some curly hair and you really like this one, then just hang on. Now listen, people, I ain't got time for people talking about I gotta hold on to the first. Whenever it goes up is when it's for sale. If you miss it, you snooze, you lose. That's all I got for you. So I will catch y'all in my next one. Peace.